Tyrannus Cosplay presents with thanks to the following patrons a build recorded live on Twitch. This is the backing for Captain America's shield. See the descriptions there that I'm working on that. I did a little bit of work on the shield while I was up in Geraldton this week. Guaranteed I'd never use the parts again, so you're giving them a home and a new life indeed. This is the dome for Captain America's shield. Needs to be heat formed a little more. I've been online getting reference detail for a little while, and this is a 26-inch shield. I did make it originally a 28-inch shield, which is not right. Cap's had several shields and they range from 24 to 26. The most common is a 26, so I've made this a 26-inch shield, which equates to excuse me, around about 66 centimeters across. Okay, on this 26-inch shield, this center circle is 10 inches, and then the red, silver and red band are 1/3 of the remaining space each. To get this shield to hold its shape and to give it some rigidity so that the client can carry it around, the plan is going to be to glue this circle to the inside. Focus, damn you. Come on. Fucking camera. To glue that circle to the inside, I have little dots on each quadrant to try and line it up with the quadrants to get it to center. But that circle will have a circle of MDF, 3mm MDF, on the inside of it, so that when I attach the straps, because they've got that, they come in on two angles. There's two flat plates basically with a leather strap on it, and then there's the straps that come that he holds onto it, so that those pins don't pull through the foam. The MDF board on the back of this will give that some rigidity and will also allow me something firmer to mount the straps to. So I've got to cut out the MDF, which I've already drawn a circle on. So let's put these down here. Well, it's only 3mm MDF. It's this sheet of MDF here, so it's not like I'm going to put a great hunk of timber in it. But I've been using the MDF solution to give my shields some more rigidity. The Lagertha shield, the break apart shield, that had an MDF center to it and a bit of other stuff as well, because that had to break apart. But yeah. probably not the safest way to do that. Really, let's give that a much sharper tip on the corner. That will score through the MDF with a lot more ease. I've also bowed to the pressure that everybody on my Facebook page was telling me. Makes a crazy sound though. Yes, it does. And I'm going to start a Patreon page. In fact, I've already started a Patreon page, I just haven't published it yet. Life this week has thrown some curveballs at my family and myself, and necessitates me generating some more funds in pretty much any way I can. So going to call on my meagre fan base for a bit of patronage. I just got off the road from a trip to Geraldton. Literally, we got home 2 hours ago. So I've taken care of catching up on my emails, sending off a couple of rather important emails. And now we get down to this. Jinxed, how are you? Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate your company. More than you guys probably know tonight, I appreciate your company. Chilling? Good. Okay, so now I've cut this piece of MDF down to a far more manageable size. The idea is to cut it out on that circle now, because this is going underneath that foam layer, and behind that, between that and the shield. This will never be seen, so it doesn't have to be pristine, but the quality of our work is in the details, isn't it? So the good thing with this MDF is I don't have to saw it with anything because it's really thin. So as you noticed, cutting out the square, a couple of scores around with the box cutter should do just fine. That's it, it's all about the details. Particularly on the commission, so to keep the money rolling in, I've got to make the clients happy. I'm giving them shoddy, half-assed work won't make anyone happy. Won't make them happy, won't make me happy. And what are you working on at the moment, Jinxed? Fenn's working on a Warhammer costume, and I'm working on the shield. But what do you got on the burner at the moment? You can't feel it through the other side yet. You see there's a bit of a pressure line. You can only just see it there. Needs another couple of circuits around. Probably should have made myself a cup of tea before I started this. I know what's missing. There we go. Didn't have any of Dark Energy Designs music going in the background, did I? You guys have got background music playing lightly now, haven't you? I have the volume turned off so that I don't end up with reverb through the microphone. I'll have to work out how to set it up so that I don't hear it, but I do hear the alerts. I'm not sure how to do that. Well, I can see it bouncing on the VU meters. I can feel that cutting into the tabletop now. No music on that side. You shouldn't be getting it. See, the problem with that is now you're going to get it through the microphone off the speakers instead of getting it off the desktop audio like you're supposed to. Yeah. Whatever. We got a bit of a storm front rolling in. Spent the last few days up in Geraldton, where it's been sunny and fine. Apparently down here has been sunny and fine until tonight. We go back to Geraldton on Thursday, and the forecast is that the shitty weather down here abates on Thursday. And that's pretty much exactly what life's been about at the moment. So I asked on my Facebook page if I was to start a Patreon page, what sort of rewards would people expect from me? So, seeing as you guys follow my stream and see what I do and how I do it, what would you expect from a Patreon page of mine? I was thinking of doing like small monthly builds, and there we go, giving them away once a month with different levels of patronage, giving you different tickets in the draw kind of thing. You know, if you sponsor me with $5 a month, you got a draw in that. If you sponsor me for 10, you got 2 or 3. If you sponsor for 15, you got 5. That sort of deal. I don't know. But then people put up suggestions for PDF patterns. Well, considering that I don't make my own patterns, I make everything off of other people's patterns or just straight off of the game art. I'm not sure I could supply that. Somebody else said Patreon exclusive tutorials for things. Little short 5-minute bursts like that pause that I took last week to show how I put an edge on a knife blade. I don't know. Throw some suggestions at me, guys. What would you like to see if you were a Patreon of Tyrannus Cosplay? So basically I'm going to glue that in there. Where the hell did I put that bloody thing? Where's the pencil one? Where's the pen one? There it is. I can see the end of it sticking out down there. Okay. What do you got here? As much as getting something physical in return, like a small build or something, I think that would be easier and more cost effective if you did something in a digital form, like the tutorials you brought up, or something behind the scenes. Fair enough. It would make sending them out a lot easier. Because with patrons around the world, even a dagger from Skyrim could still cost me quite a significant amount to send to somebody in the UK or the US. So digital format prizes would be easier. There you go. You got it, Fen. It would cost me $5 to make in materials and a little bit of labour, but it would cost me a freaking shitload to send somewhere. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm going to put a circle on the surface that I see, so that I know where the load-bearing structure is behind it when I go to put the holes through. Actually, that shouldn't be an issue because the bolts will come from the back. It's going to be painted over anyway, better to be safe than sorry. It's literally a little circle drawing compass. It comes like that. And that's how you buy it. Little lead pencil stuck in it. You undo this screw to open and close the grip to change the pencil, or take the pencil out and sharpen it. And you undo that grip to get larger or smaller circumference circles. And that's all well and good coming with a pencil and the bloody thing. So all I did was grab my Dremel, make the hole bigger, because the screw wouldn't undo far enough to allow me to get a grip on a Sharpie with the pencil sized hole. So I have, and they're like $5, so I have a pencil one and I have a Sharpie one. So yeah, nifty little tool for drawing circles. Particularly handy for the shield. Obviously I've drawn this circle out to cut it, this circle out for marking, that circle for the stabilizer, the circle for the shield's circumference for each of the inner rings. So yeah, so really damn handy. Literally I just like I said, that's a 10-inch circle. So basically I just set that to 5 inches on my ruler, which is good on both sides. And yes, I know I'm in Australia and I'm using American terms, but Cap's shield is quoted in inches pretty much everywhere I bloody well look. So yeah, I just set it for half the width of the circle and did my 10-inch circle there. That's a 26-inch shield, which left me with 13 inches, or 21 centimeters, 22 centimeters it was, from there to there. So I just, yeah, it's 27.3, it's 7.3 centimeters, 73 mils, doink, 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 to fill up that gap equally. The idea for the paint job is, Cap's shield is blue in the center with the silver star on it. Red, silver, red. But when you look at a lot of them, particularly the movie ones, it's a metallic blue, a metallic red, metallic silver, metallic red. So I'm going to fill the gaps, spray paint the shield with my Rust-Oleum rubber leak sealant, primer, couple coats of the automotive primer, and then I'm going to spray the entire shield with a brushed aluminium silver. Okay, then the blue and the red, I'm going to try and find, yeah, Captain Imperial, I'm going to try and use a translucent blue and red so that the silver comes through and gives you the metallic shine that is in the reference images that the client likes. So that's my plan anyway. Okay, kettle's boiled. Give me a sec, I'm just going to jump over my shoulder there. You'll see me faffing around in the background while I fill up my cup with some hot water and bring me cup of tea back. It's dark and furry. Okay. So now that I've got... Oh, sorry. Now that I've got this circle on there, I'm going to glue that puppy down. Damn thing, get in me fucking way. I need a circle on the other side. So I know where my glue needs to be. Although, realistically, I can put the glue all the way out to the edges because I am going to need glue on this tapered surface. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I did. I did a real, you can see it there, a real shallow taper on the edge of this disc so that it sits into the bowl of the shield better than a right angle would. Now somewhere over here is a, there we go. It's a little bit of a waste of time because obviously I've got to remove this bloody texture to get the glue to adhere properly, don't I? And of course, greetings to those other viewers who are sandbagging on the side there who've just come to watch. That's cool. Welcome, welcome. You don't need to jump into chat if you don't feel like it. Okay, I'm probably not going to remove all of that texture. In fact, what I think I'll do with the Dremel is clear the texture from around the edge, and then lightly clear the texture across the surface so that that rubber, that heat sealed stamp that they put the texture on with, that stops the glue from biting into the, is alleviated so that the glue will bite the foam. So, I just hung the Dremel back up again before we started the stream, so I'm gonna, that is not going to do the job. That's got to go. And that 80's barely got any texture left on it. That 80, however, is a bit more meaty. Let's use that. Okay, Dremel noises incoming. Now, to get the contact glue to stick, you don't actually need to remove the entire texture. You need to break the seal on the foam to allow the glue to permeate So I'm basically knocking the top off of these things. Nothing more educational than watching a guy on the internet with a Dremel and a bit of foam. Learning the Tyrannus technique. Okay. Learning the messy Tyrannus technique by the looks of things. Okay. That's broken the texture on the back of that well and truly enough to glue that down. Yay! A bit of the lovely old contact adhesive. Coat on both surfaces, of course. We're making a foam rubber pizza, boys and girls. So now that we've got our base prepared, we're applying a liberal coat of tomato adhesive in preparation for the topping. So making sure that I got glue right out and just a little past the circle that I drew on, so that the glue goes right to the very edge of the MDF to ensure that I have a good bond. Okay, let's get some glue on this, shall we? So do you two guys, Fen and Jinx, do you follow me on the other social networks that I got across the page there, on my Instagram, on my Facebook, on my YouTube? Or is this where you prefer to catch up with me? Okay, so we've got an evenish kind of coat of glue there. Obviously still way too wet, you can see all that shine on there. The idea with contact adhesive is to let it dry off before you glue it down. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Now if you're inside like I am and you're using contact adhesive, you either need a well ventilated area or a really large area like I've got here, so that the fumes are not concentrated. Although that much in close proximity to my face is probably a little excessive. So let's see. what we can do about that, eh? Glue! Or in that case, gluey! Don't know why I'm sticking my elbow out in the bloody wind to drink my cup of tea. Tell you what, that bloody pulse rifle that Ted has been putting together in the last couple of weeks is a fucking bit of work, isn't it? Bloody impressive for foam, eh? I found the grocery store really close by that isn't a Target. That isn't a Target, but it sells Tim Tams. You have a never-ending supply now. Well, hopefully you enjoy them. What has been your favourite flavour so far? Because there's the stock standard Tim Tams, which is basically a standard chocolate on a chocolate bicky, or 2 chocolate bickies with chocolate caramel kind of centre. There's the normal one, and there's about 4 standard flavours, like double choc and all the rest of it. But then you can go out of your way and get the fancy ones that I like the limited edition ones with the coconut and the macadamia, mint, regular caramel, and dark chocolate. Yeah, they're the 4 basics. So which of those 4 do you like the most? I do like the mint ones. And as you've seen, I'll pretty much eat anything that has Tim Tam written on the packet and then sniff the packet as well. So yeah, I'm not particularly fussy when it comes to my Tim Tams, just as long as they're bloody Tim Tams, which we haven't had for a little while because we've not been spoilt as much as we've been previously. There we go, that should be one of my Patreon goals for myself. Grenthal the Mighty loves dark chocolate Tim Tams. How are you, Grenthal? Thanks for joining us, buddy. You like the regular ones, and the mint ones are pretty good. Heard from one of you Aussies that putting them in the freezer is the way to have them. Oh, absolutely, mate. Definitely. You can do the Tim Tam Slam, where you bite diagonal corners off your Tim Tam. So just nibble them, okay? And then you dunk one corner in your coffee and you slurp your coffee up through the biscuit up into the other corner. The problem is that it dissolves the wafer biscuit inside your coating quite rapidly. So you suck it up, and then basically as it's drawing your coffee through your Tim Tam, you have to slam the whole Tim Tam into your mouth in this lovely gushy, mushy, chocolatey, coffee infused. Yeah. Now if you don't time it right, you either don't get the short hit of coffee before you start sucking up the guts of the biscuit, or worst, the biscuit just turns into sludge and falls into your coffee. Tim Tam Slam, that's why it's called that. Yeah, it gets to a point where you've got no choice. You have to slam that Tim Tam down your throat or your coffee cup wears it. Okay, trying to make sure that that's relatively centered, because as we know, contact cement lives up to its name. Well, that's good. Okay. that feels like my fingers and my thumb are directly above each other, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Now I chopped up one of my PVC tubes for the handle of a project. So that big one that I used as a roller is not there, so we'll have to break it down to this other one. I want to make sure that I have a good adhesion across the entire surface. Yeah. Okay, so now that is stiff as a board because it's got the MDF on the other side. And as I mentioned earlier on, now that we have that tapered edge on there, making it a sharpened frisbee for all intents and purposes. It will, there's the underside of Cap's shield. It'll pretty much glue in like that and give me some rigidity to the overall shield and some stability for my straps. Let's get a cup of tea out of the way so that centers on the screen. So what I really should do is get my little circle drawer out again, get this diameter here, this radius to give me the diameter so that we can draw the circumference. Yeah? Whatever. And then place it on the shield itself so I know where that glue line is on the shield. So Granthor, besides popping up and swearing your allegiance to the dark chocolate Tim Tam, what do you got on the workbench at the moment, mate? Care to share your current project with us? Now the problem is, the back of the freaking thing and the front of the pen mean that the hypotenuse of that triangle is not allowing the tip of my pin to meet the foam. Working on finishing up your Monster Hunter armor. I like that idea. What if we do it? Nope, that ain't gonna work either. Actually, I think it might. Did your first real leather work last night? You made a belt. Would you like to share it? Can we see said belt? Come on, you can do this. Yeehaw, thanks man. You can see where the tip of the the freaking compass was dragging on the foam for me to get the pen out to the edge. Okay, let's take a look. Instagram image. Oh wow, you made that from scratch, did you, bro? Not bad for your first try. This whole leather work isn't so bad. Dude, it looks like a store-bought one. I don't know what the problem is, man. That's perfect. Give that man a heart. There you go. Now, in theory, that circle that I've just drawn should be Ooh, dear, it's much, much smaller. Of course it is, because the reason that the circle that I just drew is smaller than this circle, it's simple. Because this circle is drawn on a flat plane, whereas the circle below it is drawn up a hill. Yeah, so the distance from there to there is shorter than the distance from there to there. Damn. Okay, that's easy fix. We'll do this. Give me the silver. And the ruler. And we have 12 centimeters, and we have 11 centimeters. Let's go about 11 and a half. 11 and a half. And 11 and a half. Okay. That works. So we'll put that circle back down there. We'll rule down the edge here 11 and a half centimeters, which really isn't that far away from my initial line. It's about 5 mils out. Playing with Circles, featuring Tyrannus Cosplay. A Twitch stream special brought to you by HBO, Tim Tams, and tea. No, not the letter, the beverage. I don't think I really need to use the compass. I already have a guideline. I have the existing one, and I know that I just want to stay about yay far outside the existing circle, because again, this is just my glue guide. Yes, so I threw a question out there a couple of minutes ago and I didn't get any response back. Do any of you guys who follow me regularly here on Twitch also follow me on any of my other social medias? And if so, which one do you prefer? I like the immediacy of Instagram? Do you like the details on the Facebook? YouTube is much of a muchness. It's this without the interaction, really, because basically all I've been doing on my YouTube channel is putting these up with my intro and outro on them. Instagram and Facebook. You're on Facebook more, sadly. Why sadly? Well, Granthor likes the instant gratification of Instagram. Cool. Which means that Fen may be aware of some things that my Instagram followers are not. There we go. Drawing that circle out there now gives me a an idea of where my glue should be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another line. Actually, I don't need to. I can just use the thickness of the paintbrush. But I can't glue this in yet. I know you were waiting for it. You were hoping that I would do that. But I can't. And the reason I can't is because I have not put through the holes that will secure the straps. Now, I did have what the hell? A reference image for the back of Cap's shield. Because the back of Cap's shield is back of Cap's shield is basically, we got the circle of Cap's shield, and we have the straps that he holds the shield on with. You guys can see that, I think, with the white balance. But the straps have on the surface of the shield protrusions that run from just inside the edge of the shield on the face of the shield down to where the strap starts, basically to make it look like the strap is anchored like so. Yep, I think I have a reference image. Let's there we go. Where's me screen? There. See what I mean? So that's essentially what the back of Cap's shield looks like. Now, I'm going to superimpose those circles, and obviously I have a flat plate on my shield that doesn't exist there because that's not a foam shield and it didn't need reinforcement like mine does. Captain America's prop auction, the back side of Captain America's shield used by Chris Evans. Okay. So I'm going to duplicate that kind of thing using the expertise of foam and some $3 belts from Target. Oops. I lost your chat. Thanks, Hollywood. Yeah. Well, obviously that's not the hero back. So yeah, I've got that disc like so. So I'll have my strap anchored through the foam and into the MDF that you just saw me stick on there, and then I'll have some foam 2mm glued down the inside surface of the shield in those 4 areas, and on top of that the same leather that I used to make these well, same belts that I used to make these. Buckle and buckle. I'll use the offcuts on top of the 2mm foam to do that, and then there's some stud looking attachments to keep it all down. The back obviously is not going to be screen accurate. The whole shield's not actually screen accurate, but it's pretty damn close. So that's the plan for the back. Back to the front of the shield, because I don't have anything else to do on the back just yet. What I'm going to do tonight though is I'm going to round off this edge. It's just a straight cut at the moment, and I don't freaking like it. It needs to be rounded off to give that shield less of a comic type look. And I'm also going to work out our 5-pointed Cappy shield, Cappy star, which is made like the apexes meet in these diamonds with a line down the middle of them. So there's no pentagram in the middle of Cap's shield. Yeah. So first step is the way I bevel the edges of my blades. I'm going to draw a line about 5mm in from the edge. I'm going to trace a line down the centre of the width. This is 10mm foam, so 5mm. And I'm also going to trace a 5mm line on the underside. And then I'm going to bevel both of them, not meeting the line with my knife, and then round off that whole thing so that I end up with a nice, even, rounded edge around the entire width of the shield. These lines that you can see were traced out with my little gizmo. And I'm not sure whether you can see it in the photo, but then they were cut with the tip of my scalpel, so they're actually recessed grooves in the surface of the shield. Thanks, Van. Appreciate your support, mate. As I mentioned earlier on, it's been a pretty bad couple of days, so having you guys there tonight just to have some company while I do this is kind of nice. So thank you for joining me for the last hour and a half or so. Have yourself a good build your day. Thanks, mate. It's not over yet. I go back in 4 days' time for a wedding, and then I go back next Thursday to finish up. To finish up. Take care of yourself, mate. Excuse me. Drillanian is now following. Well, thank you very much, Driller. I appreciate the follow. Welcome along to the stream. As you can see across the bottom of the screen there are a couple of other social media formats that you might like to jump in on. You'll see my Facebook page down there, which is where I'm most active on, and I share a lot of my progress and stuff on Facebook. Instagram is basically just the same images as my Facebook page. And my YouTube channel there. Well, my YouTube channel ends up with most of these streams with an intro and an outro and absolutely no editing thrown up on it. And occasionally a couple of other items like cosplay competitions and things that I've managed to film or that I've entered and people have filmed for me. Verified? How do you get verified in front of your name? What's that mean? So, Driller, are you a fellow creative? Is there a Driller Nyan stream that we should be following? And are you working on anything creative that you'd like to share with us? Feel free to put some links up in chat. The links are open for photos and stuff from Facebook and Instagram. As long as they're not abused, I'll continue to do that because we like to see each other's creative work. Okay, so now I trace my guidelines, which gives me, whoops, you can't see where I'm working. Now I trace my guidelines around the edge of the shield, a 5mm border around the inside, around the top of the shield, the bottom of the shield. You're streaming mostly WoW. Well, I do like that. Oops, I can't reach it. I can't reach it! and everyone before that as well. Right. There we go. Now that we have a common love. You're from Germany. Oh, okay. My apologies. I'm from Australia. I would love to do creative streams, but my streaming place is not near my cosplay working space. That does pose a bit of a difficulty. I cosplay at my desk where I play WoW and Skyrim and I build. So yeah. Okay. I'm going to trim these edges off first with the knife and then I'm going to round it off with the Dremel. So let's put that back down on the workspace a bit more. Unlucky. Okay, thank you. Not this way. Okay. So I'm cutting the angle off all the way around the top of the shield and then the bottom of the shield, making sure that I don't cut past those guidelines that I just put on. I also want to keep the blade really sharp so that I don't have to saw the foam off. I can just slice the foam off. Now, as I mentioned in the last stream, I don't normally use these fancy foams. I normally use just normal old-fashioned foam floor mats. But as these commission builds just recently, I want to give the client a higher level of product, so I've been using the big rolls of foam that I buy from a foam supplier in town for the commission pieces. It also makes making swords easier, particularly my great swords. Beauty! Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. How you been? Happy birthday to me. You're almost a fortnight late. Yeah. Just early. Fair enough, mate. So what have you been working on while I've been away? 50 weeks early. Yep. So Driller, are you looking forward to the next expansion of WoW? Well, you only have to wait until August. I have mine on pre-order from the game supplier so I can get the collector's edition. So I haven't been able to take advantage of any of the expansion online pre-bookings, but I do have already hyped. Lovely. I'm beta testing at the moment, so I've got a beta invite. Haven't worked on anything. You've been busy with like real work. Sounds like a bit of a drag, bro. Bit of a drag, but you've got to keep life going, and unfortunately that means having a steady income stream, and that unfortunately means work of one form or another normally. So Driller, the age-old question, Horde or Alliance? Thank you, Artcore. I know you're not there, but thank you anyway. I go first. I've got 14 toons. 12 of them are alley. I have 2 horde toons. I play primarily as an alley player, and I don't PvP. I'm a quester and a story arc follower. So yeah, for the Alliance. Thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ, Beardy. No, mate, you didn't. You're playing a human shadow priest. My cosplay name, Tyrannus, is the name of my main character, and all of my other alley toons all start with Terra. My priest is called Terramedics. I really should get into healing with a name like that. But, no. He's Shadow, because they kick ass. My main, however, is a Space Coat DK. I'm sorry to hear that, Beardy. What a prick. Not you, the flatmate, of course. DK rocks in Legion, yeah. No. Well, did they think you'd forgotten that you'd taken all your gear? Just walk out and leave you with an empty house. You'll go to work one morning, you'll come back to a totally empty box to live in, and then I'm going to ask you to help me out. Yes, I do like my DK. I have a Worgen mage called Terabytes. A dwarven hunter called Terra Firma. My main is the DK called Tyrannus. And the second toon I rolled after that was a female gnome caster, because I wanted to play the game from an entirely different perspective than my big old melee male. And I called her Terra Ness because she was the female version and the polar opposite of Tyrannus. I have a... they are all bounded by the word Terra, Earth, indeed. Yes, that sentence made sense. My druid is called Terrifier. And my pally is Terra Aurora, so earth and light. But he doesn't do much, he just bubbles and hearths whenever shit gets serious. Like all pallies do. A huge mess, Beardy, I can imagine it would be, mate. So are you going to find a replacement flatmate, or you're going to go solo for a while? Oh, Driller is hosting. Thank you very much for the host, Driller. I appreciate that. Have you seen my my Nordic carved armor, Driller? It's my pride and joy. Let me show off my baby. Everybody gets to see my baby when they come to the page. Oh, that's better. Cover photos, albums, profile pictures, Highlander sword, Bjorn's shield, Lagertha's shield. That's it. How do I get folders all the way down there and not get the one I'm looking for? Did I seriously not put an album together? No. Oh, there it is there. Duh. I really should have these photos on standby, shouldn't I? Just so I can... No, that's chewing up way too much. Eek! Cover photos? Did I put in my cover photos? Yeah, there's that one. Let me show you this one. Here we go. Copy. There you go. No, Yons, there was no build day today. I only got home from Geraldton about 3 hours ago, mate. Thank you. Have a flick through that album. I think you'll like my Nordic. He's standing over there. Over there. against the wall. Yons, do you follow me on Facebook, mate? My Tyrannus page? You do. You want to jump on my Facebook page and have a bit of a scan through the last 2 or 3 posts? It's alright, brother. Thank you. By the way, we celebrated ours in September, mate. Father's Day in Australia. That's alright, man. Don't, yeah. Building and keeping myself occupied and streaming and stuff is keeping my mind away from the bad parts of it, mate. So having you here for company is all good. What are you working on at the moment, mate? Doing anything specky? I know, that's my standard question when everybody comes back online. Thanks, Beauty. Happened on Wednesday. So I went taking a mental health break. Yeah. I probably should do that myself. But I can't. If I stop, I'll go fucking insane. You lost your dad in 2012. Yeah. It's not fun. Even at my age, it's not fun. So, I raced up there on Wednesday straight after work. And didn't get there in time. He passed on Wednesday afternoon. I spent since Wednesday up there with my mum and left up there close to 8 o'clock tonight and got back here. I'll go back up on Thursday immediately after finishing work. We have a wedding up there this weekend where and then I'll come back down on Sunday night so that I can do my work, and then I will go back up the following Thursday, the 28th, and we'll put Dad to rest on the 29th. And in the meantime, I'll be organising everything from here because my dad and my mum live about 600 kilometres north of me. Right. Okay. That's the taper cut on the inside of the shield and the outside of the shield. So I'm going to grab the Dremel and now smooth that into a rounded curve on the edge of the shield. So you can see that it's less angular now. It won't be that floppy, compliments of the of the center plate that we've just made go in there. So I'm going to turn the Dremel on, guys, and make some more Dremel-y noises. I'm running 80 grit sandpaper on the Dremel, which is kind of rough, but with a gentle touch it should be fine. Come on, focus. Now focus down here. Focus down here. I know. Just like my life. Focus down here. Thank you. To what do I owe the pleasure of the driller? What's that for? Stuff. Okay. Alright, so that's, as you can see, softened that edge all the way around there by cutting off the main amount of the material with a 45 bevel on the top and the bottom, but a light one, and then rounding it out with the 80 grit. We've given that a much softer line. Yeah, that'll actually hold its circular shape there once that inner shell is done. I'm going to go around again with the 120 grit and soften that and make it a smoothen it out a bit. First there's a message waiting for me. So let me. Okay, that's family just acknowledging that I've made it home. Good, good. Okay. If you guys will chat amongst yourselves for just 1 second. Right. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to swap out the 80 grit for a nice smooth 120. Alright. I'm going to use that, it's much smoother, to give this another run around. So yeah, I don't have my dust mask on for this 120 grit. It's not removing anywhere near as much material. That's just giving me a much smoother finish. The 80 grit did its job to round off the edges. Now this 120 grit is just going to make it look a lot nicer. Seek, how are you, brother? Thanks for joining us. Now you guys obviously can't see it, but that's making a hell of a difference. The okay, so I'm going to when the light hits it, yeah, the 120 really smooths that off nicely, where the 80 grit ate away a lot of material. The 120 just shines it up. So I'm just going to do the top half of the shield around the border. I could see, we could go for practical effects, yes. I would, however, have to have that whole serum type thing to get the spin and force powerful enough to polish it, but we can work on that. So how you been keeping sleek anyway, mate? Currently making Cap's new shields, the Wakandan shields. Real life got to get busy for a while. I can relate to that. I'm crafting at the moment because real life is a place I don't want to be at the moment. If you can make them mechanical like they are in the movie, they're quite impressive indeed. If you can make them absorb energy and then return it tenfold, that'd be impressive. Yet. The electronics bug, see, there's a stepping stone. Did think of a few servos as PRC cars. Okay. Pretty certain I've been all the way around the shield twice now. I've got dropped bit rates, guys. You're at the electronics for dummies stage at the moment. Well, you're one step in front of everybody who's never picked up a soldering iron, then, aren't you? Hmm? Excuse me. Let's hit that with the heat gun, shall we? Oh, geez, that cleaned that up really nicely, didn't it? BRB, need more tea. Hitting it with a heat gun took out a lot of the blemishes from the scuffing on the top. The lines look really defined, but that's mostly silver Sharpie and glue. So once this is covered with the rubber sealant, you'll not be seeing those. Okay. Need not that one. Where's the other one gone? There it is. That one. Now the inner circle on Cap's 26-inch shield is 10 inches or 13 centimeters. Okay, well actually 12.5 centimeters, which means that circle is not going to fit on one A4 sheet. Pooh! That'll do. San the Shrine Fox. How the devil are you, San? It's not that cold. It's 18 degrees Celsius here. Obviously, a little colder where you are. Nine degrees. Damn. But you're okay, beside just being freaking cold. Okay, I don't remember the technique for dividing a circle into 5. And there's probably some really snazzy math thingy for that, and I don't know what it is. Let's do this. Where is so you've been working on any projects, Sam? One? Sweet. Can we see it? To divide a circle into 5, it's every 72 degrees. So 360 divided by 5 is 72. I would have known that if my head was switched on today. I did not bring my switched on head with me. But thank you for that. Right. $79. $254 mil. Now, hang on. Radius is half, isn't it? So 127 mil. Yeah, 127 mil is the radius there. $798. Okay, cool. Hey Cortana, what's 798 divided by 5?
That makes 159.6.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, they need it divided into fifths, mate. So, yeah. Yeah, no, 159.6. I just asked Cortina. Oh, you double checked it. Sweet, thank you. Shit pen is shit. I think we can live with a 0.00002 error. I'm probably building in a 0.2 millimeter cushion with the shoddiness of my measuring and the thickness of my pen tip. So we could be okay. Yes, well done. It's the star. Which will be a 2mm foam overlay on the top of that 10mm. Although that does not look right at all. Look at that. That's way out. I have quite an excessive amount of oh, I'm way out. I'm 10 centimeters out on my no, you're right. My measuring string is 160. It's much longer than it should be. I've been measuring the entire piece of string except instead of see the little black dot there? That's where I should be measuring from there to there, and I've been measuring the entire length of the string. It'd be easier if I just cut the piece of string on the mark instead of fucking around, eh? Right. 1. Oh, I just dropped the F-bomb, didn't I? Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Warning, this live stream is narrated in conversational Australian English, and as such it will contain language that may be offensive to some viewers, or inappropriate for children, or it might just upset a few weak bastards. Beauty, cobber. I could do that, but I'm a lazy bastard, so let's just mark it slightly differently instead. I've cut off the end of the string. The string is now at the dot. Hence the reason that the line falls short of the dot. I've been having a lot of those recently. It's alright. To err is human. To screw things up, you really need a computer. To is human, to R is pirate. Well, it's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. I'm sure there's a compass trick that you just do the whole thingy. Yeah, see, that's out. You can see how lopsided that is, can't you? Okay, so what's the point of the A and the B? Meow 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 meow. Yep. Dag nabbit. Thank you very much, my friends. That has solved the issue. Okay. Like this. Here. 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 And here. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Fuck it. It's the pencil that's twisting. Okay. Okay. That's back to the right diameter now. And there's my circle. There's my center point. I forgot a step. Okay. Where's our link again? Dink. And there's our 90 degrees. Need to be accurate here, so don't guess. If you don't have a right angle triangle, use the method below. Well, we can skip the method below. Step 2. Reset your compass to the same setting that you had for the original circle. Place the point at B and draw an arc across the circle here and here. Put the point of the compass on C and change this. So the tip of the pencil is now on there. Oh. Okay, put the metal point of the compass on. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay. On F, put the metal point of the compass. Step 3. Point the metal point of the compass on point F and change the settings until the pencil is touching C. Damn, I did that up too tight. On C, draw an arc down to the AB line. There. Oh, and get out of my way. Down to the AB line and mark that as G. Put the point of the compass at C and change the settings so that it now touches G. Fucking hell. Like so. To put the point of the compass at C on G. Draw an arc all the way across the circle from side to side, marking where it crosses the perimeter as H and I. Fucking hell. H and I. These are the left and right points of my pentagram. So theoretically, there to there. Leaving the compass setting as it is, point the point on H. And mark J on the perimeter. J and K. Finally, with your ruler, connect them all together and bibbidi bobbidi boo. I think we got it, guys. I think we got it. Okay. That angle looks much better. There we go. Thanks for that, buddy. Used to know a girl who could freehand a near perfect pentagram. See, now that's a talent that isn't called upon as much as it used to be. Okay. It does. But where's the fun in that? Okay, so basically what we want to do is we want to make 5 of those diamond shapes there. God damn it. It's interesting. One of my Cybermen has fallen over. I would say that's something. He's serious awry with his leg. Stand up, you horrible beastie. Good, good. Alright. We want this. There we go. That's our diamond. 5 of those little puppies. I got some 2mm craft foam that would be perfect for that. Just up. Yeah, that's it. Just knock shit all over the place. I'm sure having my bottles of paint knocked over won't cause any detrimental Paladin! You worked out what I was making before you read the title. Sweet. Lateral thinking. I like that. How you been doing? That's right. Yeah, there's tons there. There's plenty there. We'll get 5 out of this without any hassle. So my phone says 9 degrees while Cortana says 3. Yeah. Who are you going to trust? Doing good and you're gaming. Sweet. Demonocron Grim is now following. Thanks for the follow, Deem. Welcome to the phone, of course. You think the computer's smarter. Also, check the outdoor thermometer. I'm not going outdoor in bloody 3 degrees. Piss off, Noddy. Just because you live in the freaking snow. One more. Yeah. One to the top, don't we? Well, that's the bottom for you guys. So let's put that there as a top for you. Somebody boinged me. It's probably a Facebook thingy going on in the background. Ah, okay, I see what it is. That's the 3-hour warning. You've been streaming for 3 hours. It's also 5:30 a.m. I'll have to have a look at a close-up of the star again, but I think there's a bit of detailing on each of these, almost like a seam line from memory. Although I may actually be confusing in my head the star on his chest and the star on his shield. That's why we check the reference images, isn't it? Ah, you bastard, you moved. Once we get this one done, there should only be one more that we need. I don't know why, what I'm thinking, just, yeah. think we can close down that Pagan Heart page now, Yons? Thank you. Right, that was most helpful, I appreciate it. And if I'd only followed the instructions at first, I could have had that done 10 minutes earlier. Okay. Well, that doesn't look right, does it? Out by a margin there. No, it's my template. That's okay, I'll do it when I'm not sleep deprived. But it does mean that I'm going to go back up and reopen that fucking page again. And leave it running in the background there. Well, it's 20 to 6 in the morning. It's probably a good idea. That's a real orangey orange, but that bloody light is just blowing out the white balance to the freaking max. I'm going to have to adjust the camera, I think. Knife. Sharpening stick. See, look, when I put my hand up there, you can see how the orange changes. How the orange changes with the light balance. No, on the table it looks proper orange, did it? Okay. Come on, balance. Let it focus. Whatever the hell. As good a time as any, I suppose. What the fuck? Focus. Now focus down here. Focus down here. Come on. Focus. That's the mixer. Where is the overhead camera? Configure video. Autofocus. No. Advanced settings. Brightness, contrast, white balance, auto. No. Save. Okay. So now we're autofocused. We've turned off the autofocus. We're locked onto the tabletop. I thought I turned the white balance settings. Okay, how's my audio now? Is that better? Mary had a little lamb, the doctors were surprised, and old MacDonald had his farm. That really blew their minds. No, audio's still crap. Okay. I'm going to call it a night anyway, mate. Thank you very much for following tonight's stream. It's been quite helpful having you guys there. If you're new following to the stream, I stream less frequently than I should. But I'll probably be back again tomorrow night. You can catch me on any of my social media. My Facebook's there, my Instagram is there, and my YouTube is there.